Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Certified third member of the podcast, Alex, aka House of Decline.
Hell yeah. Thank you for
go.
having me.
Very happy
Thank
to
you
have
for
you
having
back.
me again. Always happy to be here with cartoonist brethren.
That's right. It's been so long since we've done. I actually have gotten a couple people messaging me asking when is the next time the three of us are gonna hop on a space.
The
'Cause it's
people
been so
demand it,
long.
bro.
I'm doing
know.
them at
Man.
night now. I do it late at night now. Do you want to hop on one of these late night joints I got going?
Yeah, we definitely should. There have been a couple times, I think maybe even last night, where I was like totally bleary-eyed at like 2:30 a.m. I just been working on this like little anime, which also I think hopefully if all things go right, this will be the first episode that we have this little animatic at
Ooh.
the
Yeah,
beginning, like
Harris
a
made
little
a
bumper.
fresh animation, bro.
I'm really proud of how it came out, and I think we'll have little music and stuff, but now it'll serve as like a little opening bumper. But I was working on that last night for hours. I got to bed so late, and I think I opened Twitter right before I went to bed. You know, that like dying, your like last moments before you go to sleep, and you open up Twitter and you're just like, let me see something to get mad about before I go to sleep. And I saw
Absolutely.
that you were on Twitter Spaces, and I was like, God damn, this dude's a fucking night owl. Like I can't.
Oh yeah, I do a call-in show. I mean, there's a lot of people at Twitter who are bored at night. You get a lot of traction doing that night shit just because people like I don't know, a lot of people have insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
But my schedule is geared towards that waking up at 10 and going to sleep at 3. That's sort of how I do it now.
I almost hopped into one the other day, but I think it was Red Dot and Cheesy Manfredo, and I was like, they're pretty talkative. I'm gonna be a little. It's already overload probably for House. So.
I've switched to a one-on-one format. I like the one-on-one format because it makes me feel like Charlie Rose. Well, not Charlie Rose because he did a bunch of sexual assaults, so not him.
Did he?
Yeah, Charlie Rose got me too.
I didn't know.
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Today,
the Arcade Fire guy, Pitchfork reported, has 4 allegations of sexual assault against him, and I read the allegations, and they're very fucked up.
Pitchfork should rate them. I would like make Pitchfork. They rated the
allegations
like how
against
bad they were. Yeah,
they gave it a 6.5. Are you saying?
I'm old enough to remember a time that Pitchfork was actually like cool and fun.
Dude, here's the thing.
Were they? They were never cool.
Every time I look back at the cool kids who are really into Pitchfork, it's like, dude, they were like the originators of when fag stopped meaning gay and it meant something else. It was like these kids were the proto definition for what the new term fag meant. All of the Pitchfork kids who were obsessed.
That's true.
I was at Ground Zero. I went to a school called Bard College. Which was it's a punchline, you know, it's like liberal arts colleges with rich Manhattan heroin hipsters, you know, and you know, whatever hipster meant, it means nothing now because it's just become part of the culture. But back then it was that very distinct Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Lower East Side derived post-strokes, mustaches, tattoos, fixie bikes, you know, Pabst Blue Ribbon, that whole bullshit. And along with that, you know, the taste of Pitchfork media. We actually had, but I have this thing in my head that shit is actually fascist shit. Like the Williamsburg is this massive gentrification project and one of the most successful white supremacist projects ever to happen. That is my assertion because
we had a guy on, not to interrupt, but I forget who, but one of our old buddies from college, but he was telling us, is Dime Square near Williamsburg? Do you know anything about this?
Dime Square is lower. Thing? Yes, Dime Square is the Peter Thiel funded pseudo-fascist art collective, performance art collective that includes the Red Scare Gals.
Oh, they're in that?
They're part of that scene apparently.
I didn't know
because
they
do
funded.
art, but they're also tradcath. Yeah, Thiel. It's allegedly the recipient of billionaire upstart and accelerationist
dude, those
Peter
chicks
Thiel
fell upwards so hard. Like literally Josh and Anna went from sucking off Adam to literally being in like Hollywood shows and having like a successful podcast. Like that is insane, dude.
Yeah, I feel like we need to find whatever that little X factor is with these podcasts that just go completely banana mode, where it's like, what is it about just these people that
we've yet
really...
to say an N word. I think that's kind of
we haven't said it yet. Yeah.
thing.
Well, the episode is very young. Yeah, it's a young episode. So
be a controversy.
Yeah.
Is that podcast popular? I guess it is popular. They are able to support themselves off of podcasting.
Every chick I know who has loose morals and a loose vagina listens to Red Scare. And I know a lot of chicks like that.
I've listened to it. It's funny because they're evil. And, as a gay man, I naturally love evil women. There's just something in us which is like, oh, you're terrible. You're sassy. I like you. You do terrible things.
Dude, that's a famous Adam Friedland tweet. Is the woman does sociopathic shit and her gays are like, yes, mama.
Yeah, honestly, work. Yeah,
it's very true.
I think that was done in direct reference to his breakup with Dasha.
Probably.
Maybe.
Were they
I don't
dating?
know.
Is that
they were dating? That's a big part of the funny story.
I forget you don't know anything about this content stuff. Dude, Dasha was dating Adam, who is like, imagine if you were diluted and had everything cool about you pulled out. That's pretty
Adam's
much Adam.
he's funny. He plays a role on this show.
Funny. To be fair, I don't think he plays a role. I do think he is a bit.
You think he is that milquetoast?
He's a schmeeb. He's a little bit of a schmeeb, bro.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I was watching clips of the Adam Friedland show, and the humor comes from Nick writing shit for Adam and Adam not being able to read it and Adam like tripping over it. Like,
I think he plays that up though. I think that's part of the character is he's like
Maybe.
Nick is the aggressor and he's like the submissive party. I mean, it's because it sucks without Stav because it's funny to have someone egging Nick on. That was part of the dynamic. It's like so much of the show is about diminishing Adam and, saying he sucks. And then you have Stav going like agreeing with him. And but I love the Adam Friedland show. I think they're all worth your time.
Are you a subscriber? Do you listen to that stuff?
I'm not a subscriber, but I only subscribe to two podcasts. My friend's podcast, Big Shiny Takes, and
Cold Cuts.
It should be this one. It should be this one. But the other one is You Can't Win, the Don Hughes Muslim Tom podcast, which I like because it's just they're unique people. They're very, very unique. I don't know if you know Don Hughes, Get Fiscal on Twitter.
No.
I think he's so fucking funny. He's like some guy who's just expert at coming up with these deranged takes in order to, I guess, sort of a troll. You could call him a troll, but it feels like beyond that. They're very literary. There's like a literary quality to him. Yeah, and he's like he is like a Catholic, but he's got like a lot of shit going on. He's very versed in communism and economics, and he's a big reader. He's a very interesting guy. And Muslim Tom is he's also like this unique. Is he actually polymath. Muslim? He's a Finnish guy who's Muslim.
Oh, word.
You know what, House? I don't want to throw shade at you like this early on in the podcast.
Throw the shade. Throw it.
But I have like a pet peeve about people doing this on Twitter, and it happens all the time. And it's just me being a giant fucking baby. But I never understand when people screenshot another person's tweet and share it, and they're like, I love this tweet, or like, no way bro said this, or something like that, and then their tweet gets like fucking 100,000 likes. I just saw you do that today.
That happened. Well, I only did that because that account doesn't exist anymore because he keeps getting that guy John is really funny. He's been on Twitter for years. He's had he's like sort of in the orbit of the Chapo people. There was a podcast done by this guy, Protestant Wind, who does now a podcast called New Psychic Frontiers. And it was called Le Wisconsin Insouci. And it's really like nasty, specific, funny shit. And like these are the types of guys, they're a friend group where they're constantly like, one of their jokes is just they accuse John of being a pedophile constantly. And he's like, no, I'm not. And that's like the joke. And so very, very, like rough humor, but it's very unique and fun. Le Wisconsin Insouci doesn't really exist anymore. But yeah, the back episodes are there and they're pretty fun, and they represent this group of of strange Twitter guys.
Dude, I mean, I just pulled up your Twitter just to see if I could find the tweet in question, and I see you're almost at 90,000 followers. You're gonna break 100 by end of next month, most likely. It's fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know. We were very slow this month because I was doing my emotional sad comics, and we don't. Right. But I need to do those for personal growth.
Do you ever run into people who get mad that you do? Because I know you do a lot of trigger warning stuff. Do you ever have people that are like, "Come on, House, you're being a fag"?
No, I think for the horror stuff, people recognize the trigger warnings as necessary because it is more I don't do it for the regular gag comics because it's a jokey joke. If you're to some degree, if you take it seriously, I feel that's on you. But on these ones, I'm inviting you to take them seriously and to imagine yourself in them. And especially because I'm getting very personal about my own experiences with suicide and self-harm. I think anybody who's going through it that doesn't want to see it shouldn't have to see it if they're very sensitive to that at some point in their life.
You're good at not inserting yourself, but I whenever I see a comic where I'm like, oh, he based that on himself, they're always really good, heartfelt. The one on the top of my head I'm thinking of is the one about your body, where you're yeah, people say my body's not good, it makes me sad, and then your dog is boo, it comes up and lays on your belly, and you're like, my dog likes it is okay. That's very sweet. I like that one.
I've recognized that's a consistent theme in my work is I can justify my existence if I am useful to animals somehow.
Yeah, that's
I have a horror comic where a guy is his body is empty, but he moves somehow, but he becomes a birdhouse, and that becomes his joie de vivre. That becomes his reason for living. I have one where in winter you pull a blanket over you and you imagine little creatures inhabiting the little warm space that you create underneath your blanket and being useful to them. I don't know why that comes up in my work frequently, but I think it's also the idea that maybe death isn't so bad because that's how you become useful to the earth. That eventually your parts get dispersed and turned into something. I feel.
Well, I think there might be a bigger thing, probably, not to diagnose you, but I think there's probably a larger element that maybe you feel very attached to your own production, just what you're I think maybe you're basing some of your own merit, and I do this all the time, on what am I producing, how am I helping, how am I making something happen, you know what I mean? Whereas you don't necessarily have to be doing anything or producing anything or working to even be a valuable or important person.
Not true.
I'm grappling with that all the time. If I take a day off doing anything, now all of us are self-employed right now, right? All of us are just doing creative work at home, and so you kind of become your own boss, which makes me, I should just speak for myself, very critical of my own use of my time. Even if I am being productive, it feels sometimes like I'm not doing enough.
I don't know if it's a masculine thing. I feel like it's this sort of almost strange dad instinct in me, even though I don't want children or have children. I feel there's something of giving of yourself in order to enrich the lives of others in some way, some part of that. What I think is and, this isn't just limited to men. Women can experience this too. But I think part of the traditional masculine spirit that I really liked, you see people like Jordan Peterson talking about, oh, we've lost masculinity. But I don't know. It's always been there. It's just I think that the definition changes as what it means to be a protector, because that's the beauty of having testosterone, right? You just get more meat that you can shield people with. That was an old thing in men's rights. They're talking about, oh, the expendability of men. Oh, we're so expendable. But that's what's great about being a man. You could catch an axe for a small person. That's I like that aspect. I think, I think so. There is some part of working or trying to create something, even if it is like a cartoon or an artistic piece in an attempt to like make people laugh and enrich their lives, that sort of speaks to that provider, that sort of traditionally masky provider instinct that I have.
I mean, I'm kind of going to be talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but when I see that shit, when I saw that whole thing go down with like Andrew Tate, who like we were just talking about before we started recording, I had not heard of this man before 1 week ago. And then within the span of 4 to 5 days, he was banned from all platforms, and I will probably never hear about him again in a week's time. And, I'm kind of just left here like, well, that wasn't very interesting or scintillating, but anyway, like all of these guys that you see, it's always somebody whose like profile picture is a soccer player. I don't know why that's like a thing, but it's always one of those guys that when it's a post about Andrew Tate getting banned, it's one of those guys that's just like, this is just the downfall of masculinity. Like this is it. And like in my head, I'm like, maybe this is a backwards way of thinking, but I'm kind of just like, dude, okay, you're so concerned with masculinity. Are you like doing anything to self-improve? Like that to me is the most positive side of like masculine behavior, is like fucking are you doing work that you like? Are you making shit that you care about? Like that's all you can really do.
He
if you want to
was human
yourself.
Trafficking Romanian women.
So there you go. He was on his grind set. Yeah.
Well, I'm not even referring to Andrew Tate. I'm referring to his followers who are just like, we need to save masculinity. It's like, what are you doing that's masculine? Do you just hate women? Because that's not enough.
That's the thing. Is like
that's only one part of it.
Andrew Tate, there's good and bad men and women. And like the thing I never got about those like the men's rights, like men going their own way, is like they're trying to teach you how to deal with scumbag women. And it's like, no woman who's good or that you're going to want to build a life with is going to care about like your height or like how much you're making and shit. Like you're effectively just convincing men that all women are like that. And like that all women are like scumbags like you are. You know what I mean? It just it seems so like...
Yeah, it's projection. There's a lot of projection onto it. It's like, I think this way, so women must think this way. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And there are, dude, don't get me wrong, there are gold-digging whores out there who are taking our men down, okay? There are.
But that was a big Bill Burr bit. He had his own epidemic.
It's true, yes.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's an epidemic where like the average guy's running into it, but I do think there's a lot of big buck guys out there who might be sweet boys who do get kind of like taken down.
I don't know. I don't think I'm not worried about that. That's not not on my list of concerns.
Cucked.
Absolutely.
I would just say in general, I mean, it sounds like this is something that, we figured this out fucking centuries ago, but it's probably not good to just lump together an entire group of people and just be like, women do this and men do this and Latinos do this and black people do this and white people do this. And it's just like, dude, have you interacted with any of these people? Like,
it's only okay when you do it with Albanians. Those are the only group of people.
It's interesting because you're getting at something. I've been developing my crackpot theories lately. I have various crackpot theories. And I feel, I've been trying to get because my dad is very conservative. So I'm like trying to think how he thinks, I'm trying in order to like maybe get him out of some of his more, it's fine if you're like conservative, whatever, but he's getting really toxic about it. It's ruining his life because he's like rage conservatism and his like blood pressure's going up, needs nothing but salt, and I love him, but I'm trying to. So part of that is understanding sort of like, beyond political thought. Beyond, our politics being material, like a Marx person would say, oh, politics are material, right? People need resources, and the marshaling of those resources are what guides a person's politics. If they're getting food from somewhere, they like wherever they're getting food from, But sometimes like there's deeper axiomatic levels of politics, a thought or guiding idea that somebody has that they project onto everything else in their worldview. Now, you keep in mind, this is all crazy bullshit, so don't believe anything I'm saying right now. But I have this term that I call anti-varietal thought, which is anti-variety, something that hates multiplicity, something that inherently sees a row of things that are different and does not enjoy them to be different. Something that craves a formality, a uniformity, because the fact that things are different is overwhelming. I think this guides colonial mindset as well. In Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is a nerdy Reddit ass book. Who cares? I love it. And it formed a lot of the basis of my humor. I'm glad Douglas Adams died before he got to be a TERF. That's great. He definitely would have become. Oh my god! I am so glad that happened.
Him and Father Ted.
Yeah. Oh my god! They would have just.
Douglas Adams. He's British.
Yeah, Douglas Adams is British. Yeah. Fucking weird ass Graham Linian.
Father Ted is banger mode. We have to admit. But must say Father Ted is banger mode.
Yeah, and episodes of the IT Crowd are very funny as well. Graham Linian.
Did he write that too?
Yeah. He wrote a bunch of classics, and then he ruined his fucking life for no good reason, for bigotry.
Well, the best was it was like didn't his wife and kids leave him over the bigotry?
Yes, his wife and kids left him over the bigotry.
Like, trans people took my
marriage. Trans people have ruined. Oh, he's Irish too, so he's like, trans people have ruined me. Trans people have ruined me, Graham Linian. I wrote the IT Crowd. I should be a treasure, a national treasure.
Everyone's favorite slur on 3. You ready?
No.
Two.
We were talking earlier about because we've mentioned this on the podcast before, how the term hipster has become completely outdated because all of those aspects of what it meant to be a hipster have just been fully integrated into day-to-day life, and just normal people are wearing the shit that people were getting made fun of in 2009 for, you know what I mean? And so what is the hipster of today? What's something that's happening right now that people are getting clowned on that will be completely commonplace in 10 years?
I think NFT and crypto stuff.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to go away.
I think probably, and I think we're already kind of seeing this, it's weebs and furries. I think people are you know what I mean? Or just
they're growing. They're not going to go.
No.
Because hipsters didn't go away. It just became
commercialized.
We are all that now. You know what I mean?
Well, the hipster shit of today, it's got to be like Blah-Dee, right? Or Little Ugly Mane.
Is that how you say that?
No, it's definitely not how you say it. It's definitely
Okay,
Blade. It's definitely Blade. Yeah,
Blade?
Blah-Dee. Yeah, I don't
Blah-Dee, that's the Irish
Blah-Dee.
version. Yeah,
that's a Paul McCartney song.
Obladi.
But it's got to be one of those Swedish rappers that does the woozy trap where they sound like they have a lot of phlegm.
Yeah, Young Lean.
Dude, I hate mumble rap. This kid I went to high school with will always send me, yo, check out my new track. He's paying, by the way, he's paying, who's that guy that his girlfriend made fun of him and he quit YouTube? Matthew Santoro or whatever. He's paying old content creators no one cares about anymore to star in his videos and shit. And he sends me the rap and it's literally and I'm like, dude, this is ass. I don't know how to more politely tell you to give up, but this is garbage, dude.
Yeah, I think we need what you just saying that made me think we need our first middle-aged Italian SoundCloud rapper, because I think that would be just gabagoo, gabagee, whatever.
Right. Middle-aged Italian SoundCloud. Why not a middle-aged Jewish SoundCloud rap?
That would be big.
That would be pretty
That's
dope.
what I want. That would be
there
pretty
should
dope.
be. He would be called. He would be a Softy Brothers themed rapper. He'd be
instead of Woody Allen, it's Woody All In.
Right.
That's gangster, bro. That goes hard,
actually,
bro.
there is already that one guy, Hoodie Allen, that was
Hoodie Allen.
Oh, really?
My freshman year of college, that dude was he had some song that was everywhere. Did you guys want to talk about this juicy webcomic drama email?
Juicy webcomic drama.
Dude, I was asleep because I'm a fat fucking retard.
Don't say that.
It's true. It's true. But I saw you guys briefly mention it. But is this the
This is the
pachinko thing.
Yeah, the pachinko guy.
Whose dog is that? That's House.
That's my dog.
Is that your doggy?
Yours
Yeah,
is
my
much
doggy.
more. Yours has much more of an effeminate bark.
Oh, really?
House's
Yes.
is more like the Chad.
I actually think it has a nice timbre to it. Yeah.
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 Mr. Cutie dog.
Wait, can we get the dog on
Can we
camera?
get a bring his?
I have to position the whole thing. He's coming out. He's not really coming out. Wait, you filmed this shit. I forget you filmed this shit.
Yeah, we're videoing.
Great.
Did
now
you
people can see my
did you
face.
want to? I can totally change it, but do you prefer having your full first and last name shown, or do you want to change that?
It does my full first. Oh shit, it does.
Because I think that's on the other episode we did. I can try to go back and tweak it.
Is that possible for you to do?
Yeah, I could flip it off and turn it on.
Yeah, if you could possibly, you don't have to do it for the previous episode. That'll be an Easter egg for that previous episode.
Yeah, I have my full name up on a previous episode too before I figured it out.
If you don't, yeah, but if you could do it for this one, I would be much obliged.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you like to remain anonymous online or a little
no?
bit?
I'm not really. I've given, like, if anyone listens to the podcast, they can easily figure out who I am. But I just want to make them work a little. I just want to, like, create at least like 2 little obstacles to finding out my last name. And, that's enough to dissuade most people.
That's fair.
Dude, I told you the one day Daphne was like, I did a deep dive on House and you can find transphobic stuff very quickly. You can find transphobic stuff in his old stuff very quickly. She was like, who's that fucking detective?
Wait, who did she think I was? I don't know if I've done transphobic stuff.
Well, I don't know how hardcore transphobic. I think you were just used the word tranny or something.
Oh yeah, I probably did.
Yeah. But no, she said it was easy to find it was through your old music thing, Jack Dump.
Jack Dump. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was how. But
yeah, I did. Yeah, that was 2012. That was 10 years ago.
Don't feel bad because I think after the Stone Toss friendship, I think she tries to vet every single person I talk
to.
Just to make sure I'm not too stupid.
Yeah, no. But I am deeply ashamed of that. But I left it up there because, to take it off would be to actually, I think at one point I changed it because I was so ashamed of it to Rich Annie Walkabout. But I think I should change it back because it's not honest. You're
a bigger man than me because I had like 7 or 8 Stone Toss animations that I was like, yeah, I'll leave them up for like a month, and then I was like, no.
This is
all of
shit,
this stuff, dude. Although they weren't, the ones I animated were not bad. They were like,
they were not the white supremacist ones.
Not even remotely, dude. They were all like very his more goofy.
Yeah, because that was the strategy, though.
No one knows about this, but I was crushing so hard on this chick, dude. A trans chick, Party Prat on Twitter. She hates me thinks I'm a loser, but I was crushing so hard, dude. But I got her to voice the chicks in one of the animations, kind of as like a, hey, isn't that funny, Stone Toss? Fuck you. But no one knows that. Top secret.
So there you go.
Revealing
except for anyone listening to this podcast.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't want to talk about it when it was happening because I really like the guy, so I don't want to like put him back on blast, but it feels like now the dust has settled a lot and I'm fully in his corner anyway. But you know what I'm gonna say, Zach? I was gonna talk about.
Does it rhyme with Smeef Smon Smack?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Who is this?
I know there was some kind of like drama around Keith Stack because he had a really old animation on Newgrounds that had like resurfaced that was maybe in like.
I'm going to say it.
Bad taste.
I'm going to say what Leslie says.
No, don't say it.
Does she say the N-word in it?
I'm not an N-word. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hard R. Hard R, baby.
When I saw that, I'm a huge fan of Keith Stack, and I kind of looked at that and I was just like, the biggest shocker to me was like, I cannot believe how old this dude is because he has been posting animations. That one was posted in 2005. And
that is insane.
Holy shit, man. I was literally like a fucking little monkey baby at that time. I mean, it's like the fact that he's been doing, and not just that he's been doing it for that long, but that he's been using those characters, Leslie and Brienne, that he's spanned this long with them is like very admirable and fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's stuck with it.
He took it up again. Yeah,
did you guys talk about that?
We did talk on our episode. Yeah, we talked about how he left it for a while, and then during the pandemic, he actually started using his old characters again, just because he had sketched them for a while. But yeah, in terms of like past indiscretion, you know, when he was like clearly a teenager, and I'm sure he would not do that now because he probably knows, you know, better.
Then, but there was no. You know, something like that is like he wasn't calling a black person the N-word. Like even though the joke went too far, not too far. I mean, who can judge that? But
I haven't even seen the thing. I just know that at some points, bad word was used.
Well, this is why I think he's getting a little bit of flack, especially from like the comics board on 4chan, is because allegedly, and he's like DMCA claiming him anytime someone posts it. Like, because people keep trying to like re-upload it, but the people that are doing that are so clearly just trying to like fuck with him or be a dick. Like, it's not like he's like, it's not like he's halting anything. Yeah,
it seems like he's made it pretty clear that he's like, all of what I can tell about him. Never spoken to him like you have, House, but like everything that I see about him online seems that he's like, first of all, just like a really sweet guy.
Yeah, he's incredibly good-hearted.
You know, like very nice and like with the shits. Like, I mean, and I think also just I mentioned this previously, but I think just I don't know, in my eyes, the use of having two lesbian characters in like a style like, oh, I'm gonna make a goofy animation series where the two stars are a lesbian couple, but I'm not going to make like gay jokes, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna joke is not that they're
humans.
They're just two people, and like actually feels very ahead of its time, especially in 2005. I feel like I don't know anybody else that was doing that.
Dude,
and
it's still ahead of its time. Every show with lesbians is like
and
coochie,
which is why I think that's why he's found so much success right now, is because now I know a lot of people cite those two as their like comfort characters, you know, because there's something very endearing about it.
Well, I've talked about this before, but I think I think we talked about it in the R episode with Keith Stack, but it's that queer people in media frequently are either portrayed as, you know, we're either suffering incredibly or we're perfect angels, you know. There's no room to be like a complete flawed, stupid human, you know, a lot of the time. I mean, there's more and more of that, you know, like one of the shows I cite is an example of that. Billy Eichner, you know, his Twitter is bad, but Difficult People is just an amazing show. It's a wonderful show. That's a show that's a good example of gay people being like complete and human without having to like suffer for being queer and without having to be, you know, perfect gay angels, you know. But yeah, in terms of that shit, I've said I have like some shit that's indefensible in the past. I'm trying to. I don't know what it is. Can you
quote some of it to us?
Yeah, I'll quote all of the things. I'll write a big list of the stuff that I've done. Good. Yeah, but one of them is I used the T slur in one of my songs from 2012, and you know, I thought I was being subversive, you know, but really I just didn't know any trans people. I think and you know, the first instinct is to, you know, when you don't know them, but there's this, it's something I noticed watching Mr. Show too, the same way that gay people were treated in the 90s. If you immediately put gay in your sketch, then it's subversive, you know, it's like automatically an edgy thing to talk about because, you know, even if no gay people are involved in the actual production of the material, it becomes like a shorthand for like, I styled myself as like a Lou Reed. So if I talk about trans people in this derogatory way, you know, maybe I'm just like a street guy. I'm a street hassle guy, you know, I'm cool like that. But obviously it was misplaced. And, you know, but you gotta take your L's. You gotta take your L. That was an L for sure. And you gotta own up to it. And I'm sure, you know, Keith owns up to it. Keith owns up to his L's.
Yeah,
it didn't seem like at all like he was hiding from it. Like I saw the comments they were like making fun of him for us. He was like, "Oh wow, you know, this is embarrassing and kind of cringe. Like, can you delete it?" Like he was completely owning it, dude. Like, I don't know why people always want to do this like gotcha. Your little lefty creator was actually a righty, and it's like, oh my god, dude. Like, in these people's heads, are you just born and then as a baby that's you your whole life?
Yeah,
you're like never changing. There's no growth.
I would say just short of committing a literal crime or like fully like harming somebody, if somebody said something that's like, what was that, 17 years ago, I'm pretty sure you're off the hook, man. I mean, like, unless you still feel that way, but I don't get that vibe at all. I think like that's a really long time. I'm sure he's a completely different person, clearly has a completely different outlook on what's cool and appropriate to post online. I mean, dude, the art doesn't even look like his own. You know what I mean? Like I saw the video and it looks like he's first of all improved immensely as an artist.
He's not 15 years old anymore.
Of course.
Insane, dude.
Yeah, he's actually a great artist now. I think he's like like
top tier cartoonist.
Yeah, watching that video, I was like,
that being said,
shocked.
Once again, you cannot defend the terrible shit you like said absent-mindedly just because you didn't know it. You can't defend, and you apologize for it, and I apologize indirectly to anybody who may see it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something weird there though, where I don't know if I feel like when you apologize, it makes it worse. Like I feel like, do you think there's any truth to like your apology could be done through how you are as a person now?
Well, this is kind of where House and I think split on opinion on this Muyo situation.
The Muyo situation.
Give us the rundown on that, Harris. Give us the rundown.
This person, thank you, Catherine, for the email. She basically, the long and short of it is that there's this Twitter comic artist who goes by Muyo.
And he's foreign, correct? He's Brazilian?
He's foreign. I thought he was Brazilian, but it says in the email that he's from Spain. So that's my fault.
Okay. Because if he was Brazilian, I would have said he clearly did nothing wrong. Those people have 3 IQ points.
No. We love our Brazilian.
I love Brazil.
But anyway, so they make I've seen their comics before. I don't think I follow them, but they just make comics that are like, they have a self-insert, which is like a very cute little like chibi type character.
Goldfish with glasses or something?
Something like that. And anyway, they posted a comic that was making fun of an alleged trope in anime, which I'm not an anime watcher, but apparently it's like something about sibling incest or like implied incest, which I guess shows up a lot in anime, which is,
I don't know that. I don't watch enough anime to like. I watch One Piece, and that's pretty much it. You know, I devoted my entire life to One Piece. And
dude, I love being an only child because any incest stuff just washes completely over me. I can't.
It's so great.
I can't process it. Yeah, like that. Oh, that's vile. Although, like mom and son stuff is. That one I can be like, okay, that's weird. That's sort of weird.
Like that one,
yeah. But anyway, so this person said apparently Muyo posted a comic that was featuring 2 like anime characters and basically one of them was like, my name's Pachinki, and the other one was like, my name's Pachoinki. And which I guess was just a joke that they're just like 2 twins with like identical names.
Well, it's like a joke about pachinko machines because Japanese people have pachinko machines.
And apparently this guy got like laid out in lavender about using pachinki and pachoinki, which I guess are like, it includes a slur. It feels like it's like a slur.
One of them has a slur.
The C slur. The C
slur. Yeah, I almost feel weird. I guess I probably shouldn't say it, but I don't want to upset anybody. But it's also like, I don't think that Muyo had. Clearly, they did not intend to. To me, it's so black and white. I think they clearly did not intend to say that. I think they thought they were just saying some goofy,
like, was it just about the slur, or was it about how like the sexual deviancy of Japanese people is a tired racist trope or something like that?
On the limited research that I did when I was looking through it, the people who were coming to their defense were basically just saying that hardcore anime fans, like weebs, were basically attacking Muyo, saying you're like racist. But the actual thing that they were upset about was that their like fandom was being attacked for a very legitimate thing. You know what I mean? And so like, I think to me that sounds like, the most obvious like reason. I think that's why it happened. But when, well, anyway, what I don't want to put words in your mouth, House, but when we were just messaging about it, you mentioned, I'm paraphrasing, but that basically, they should, because it got misinterpreted, it's in the best interest of the creator to just apologize, right? And then move forward. Am I misinterpreting? No?
Well, no, I'd say I'm of two minds, because I don't know how I would react, because I haven't had like a comic that's really like exploded in terms of people saying, you said the wrong thing. That hasn't really happened to me. So I hesitate to like discern how I would react in that situation. Because it's like one or the other. One, you either stick to your guns, you fight it out, but then you draw your attention, and especially on Twitter, you do those fucking quote tweet arguments, which ruin your fucking day, and they can go on forever. And, you can just endlessly spin it out. But stick to your gun, and you'll keep people that way, but you might earn a few. That's the other thing about Twitter, is like, if you go long enough on those arguments, people will hold and bear grudges against you, especially the type of people who are willing to call you out for stuff like that.
Sure.
Like, it's like, that's why the other part of me is like, it's just sometimes just like, whatever, the comic's not funny. The only time I'll be like, no, is if the comic is so funny that I think it's worth like offending people.
Have you had any like that off the top of your head where people were trying to get you to take it down?
Yes, but the one is the political consideration I didn't take seriously, because it was coming from the sort of milquetoast libs who gave the worst, most uncharitable reading to the comic, which was the one where it's a guy getting stabbed in the face, and he says, "Help me, I'm getting stabbed in the face," and the guy says, "Hey man, you gotta get out and vote." That's sort of a joke. I'm not. People were accusing me of anti-electoralism, and I'm like, I'm not even anti-electoral.
Now people are just so uncharitable with Reed sometimes. I remember distinctly Daphne pulled that one up one day. We were in bed and showed me and did like the. And I was like, "What? It's funny. What the fuck? What do you want? What was it?
It's funny. It's a callous thing, because it's like saying just to go vote after something terrible has happened is a very callous response. That's what's funny about it to me, is it's just like the wrong thing to say when somebody is in a period of danger, or like something terrible has just happened to them. My dog died. Well, you got to get out and vote, man. So I was just trying I was just trying to come up with like any situation. But then months later, that actually happened. There was like that exchange, on almost that exact exchange, because there was someone who was the victim of a mass shooting, and then someone said, "Get out and vote," to them. To like, they were like talking about how the government has absolutely failed at preventing mass shootings and nothing is to be done. And then another person in the comments, and they were posting their face, which was, horribly injured. And the person was like, "Get out and vote. You got to get out and vote." And it's just like, and then people were posting my comic, which I was like chagrined about, because please don't fuel this. This isn't like this person got injured. This is not a time for merriment.
I'm sitting on a comic right now that I just finished today. That's a Joe Biden comic, which is like, I had the last time that I posted anything that had like a real world political figure in it was the Alex Jones comic, which I still
can't believe people were
it
like,
just invited
out over that,
so many smooth brains, and not I don't even mean like right-wing people or left-wing people. It was bipartisan. Just so many people came.
What was the Alex Jones comic?
It was basically just a spoof on his gay frogs thing.
The gay frogs.
He basically is like, gets off the air and he goes home to his husband, who is a gay frog. It's very
It's funny. Yeah,
whatever.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty stupid.
Alex, I love you. I love stroking your frog back.
yeah, exactly. That's good.
It's fine. It's pretty good.
When I drew it, I almost felt like it felt almost like, I think this either could have been a House or a YOLO Swag comic, but it just came to me in a dark vision, and I was like, I guess I'll draw this, even though this feels totally like I don't know, out of character. And anyway, now I'm at that one. Of course, there were Alex Jones fans that were coming to the comments that were being like, actually, what he's saying is true, and you can smell a liberal from a mile away because they like this and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to interact with this. And then I saw the other side of it, the liberals that were just like, it's 2022, are we still making the punchline gay, that there's two gay men, like, or something like that? And I was just like, oh my god, like, it's a frog, like it's literally a frog. And Alex Jones, like, it's so stupid.
You have so much more restraint than me, because the person who
I
said
didn't
that,
say
I would have just said fag.
Yeah,
I would have
like,
commented that too.
I just was like, I cannot engage with this, and it ended up doing, it did numbers, and so like it ended up inviting more and more, right?
But, of course,
but of course, the second day, if something is going really well, and the second day it's continuing to like gather, like, that's when the general populace gets you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that,
the Ukraine flags descend.
It literally Christ. It's like that. Anyway, I had this
real quick, let me just interject real quick.
Go ahead.
Very hot outside. Daphne, I don't want to walk home. I'm gonna leave for 5 minutes. I will be right back.
Get her.
Okay.
No talking about me. Okay. Only good things. I want to come back, and when I hear it, I want to hear all positive YOLO stuff.
Okay, we're gonna talk so much shit.
No, that's
shit.
not allowed.
He's gonna say, Zach, he doesn't call his mother. He never calls his mother.
Not allowed.
So this comic that I just drew is it's a Joe Biden one where it's basically just, it's over his shoulder,
right?
But you don't know it. It's an over the shoulder shot of a television screen, and it's Fox News, and it's just saying like, Joe Biden, like, does he even care? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, is he doing anything at all? Like something along those lines, calling him inept. And then the other shot is like him like leaning over his desk watching the TV, and he's in the full Batman uniform with like the black eye makeup on, like Robert Pattinson in the movie. Like so it's supposed to be just like a spoof on that, like Bruce Wayne, you know what I mean, or something like that. But it's just stupid.
Is it a pro Brandon comic? Do you like Brandon?
No, it's not. It's like it's not anything. It's just like funny to me to picture this like old senile man as like Batman, kind of.
Oh, he's like, is it like, because is the joke that he's senile and that's why he's dressing as Batman?
I guess the joke is that the joke is supposed to be, in my opinion, just the absurdism of it, right? Like the absurdity of the fact that just like there's the news outlets that are calling Joe Biden, you know, senile and inept. And all of that is true, in my opinion. I'm not right wing by any means.
He is like, a big part of his thing is he's objectively sundowning, but that's fine
for sure.
And
so it's just funny to me that all of these accusations are like lobbied at him that are completely appropriate. But then him in the Batman uniform with the like emo, like dark makeup is I don't know. It's like funny to me.
You just like the image of Brandon as Batman.
As Batman. It's just like funny. Like the idea of just like, you know, I don't want to be this guy, but has anybody seen Joe Biden and Batman in the same room together?
Right.
And like, but I already know when I post it, it's going to, well, if it doesn't flop, right? This is all like,
if it gets traction. It's like, I think it's sort of hard to divine any political message from it, other than the fact that, you know, Joe Biden is a weird guy, which is true. He is a weird guy.
It's a weird dude.
Even if you like him, he's like, he's a strange person.
And I prefer to do that. I mean, I don't even like, you don't really have political comics. I mean, even like the
sometimes I like talk about Israel. I did my Inspector Gadget IDF comic is about as political as I ever got.
Wait, I don't even remember that one. Can you remember that?
It's Inspector Gadget is like, wowzers, I can't believe the IDF started their own Inspector Gadget program. Yes, I am now launching white phosphorus on the Gazans.
I do remember that one.
And then Inspector Gadget looks on in horror, you know. Oh, wowzers, Penny. They're doing war crimes, Penny, you know.
That's good, but that's like hardly political. And I think most of your followers are already
They're already pro-Palestine, yeah.
Pro-Palestine, left wing. I like to think that I've offhandedly established that type of environment.
Yeah, just casually, just by, presenting what you choose to present.
Yeah, but I prefer not to, like, it just causes me too much brain rot to have to, like, endure, like, that Alex Jones one, I was happy that it had a good amount of reach. Like, even now, I still see it, like, resurfacing every once in a while, like, reposted or something. But, like, I had to endure so much fucking annoying, like, comments and stuff. And you never want to mute a thread, right? I want the traction. I don't care if it's getting
we're media assholes. Come on, we're trying to be media assholes. Whatever,
for sure. I think people make a mistake by muting a thread when they feel like it gets too, like, dicey. But it's like, why? Like, if your post is doing numbers and it's getting that attention, you want people arguing. I want people arguing.
I wanted to provoke hearts and minds, some real conversations off of this.
I actually wanted to ask you, did you ever hear or find out if Mom Life Comics was aware of your spoof?
Probably not. She was getting it from all angles at that point. I'm sure mine was just, another dust mote in the wind. But that Mom comic stuff. I was talking to you earlier before how, like, I catch myself participating in these online pile-ons.
Mm-hmm.
These because that's a big part of the Twitter culture is the famous maple cocaine tweet. Every day there's a main character on Twitter and the goal is not to be it, right?
It's so true.
And so they become like these sacrificial lambs in a way where everyone is like, hey, look at this idiot, aren't they a fucking asshole? And you get to quote tweet dunk on them. And I do it too. And some people, if you're like brand is hating, good for you, go for it, whatever. But I found myself, whenever I do that shit, I feel like, why? I just feel like gripped in like like I would be the one hunting Frankenstein with the pitchfork. I would be the one with the torch. I would be, I totally get up into that shit, and I feel self-conscious every day because it could happen to me.
I know.
You never know.
I know. I'm curious. I'm waiting to see which one of the three of us is going to be the first to, like, endure that. I mean, I know Zach has probably already experienced a little bit of
his
that.
stuff is naturally more controversial than
for sure.
either of ours.
That's just his flavor. But I don't know. But some of these people, like, for example, this Muyo person, like, I don't think that when they posted that comic, they anticipated any type of this, like, I need to embrace, like, just brace myself for being the fucking punching bag of the week, or the day, honestly, because I think it's already old news at this point. But I don't know.
I think there is something you can compare it to, actually, which is a recent favorite of our subject of discussion is Breadpanes. Breadpanes recently came under fire.
Oh, for what?
You didn't see this whole Breadpanes drama?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, I posted about it. So Zach, I'm glad you're back here for this. As long as we're talking about cartoonists using slurs.
That was really fast.
Oh, dude, I came back for slurs. What did I miss?
No, because Breadpanes. Did you see the Breadpanes thing that happened?
The George Floyd Among Us?
Yeah, the George Floyd Among Us, but also they used the actual C slur. Like, it wasn't.
What's the
it
C
wasn't.
Slur? The one we were talking about earlier. The one
we were talking about for Asian people earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Breadpanes used that.
Yes, he did, because he said they were talking. He was talking about he's from England, and he says, "Oh, when we go to a local chip shop, we call it Chippies, and we go to our local Chinese shop, we call it Ease."
Oh, so he literally saw Peep Show, because that's like the joke they make on Peep Show.
Is that a joke they make? Breadpanes is British.
And it's literally in season 1. I already know he definitely saw that. I just showed you.
Maybe he saw that. I think he was genuinely unaware. I
sent you the most recent one he made. I'm a really big fan of. I sent that on Discord if you guys want.
On Discord, I'm watching that. Son, it's, oh no. He's not good. He's not good with racial issues. He's really not good with racial issues.
Read that for us, House.
So in the first panel, so he usually uses blue as a code word for conservatives because that's a political compass thing. So he's a white, presumably conservative family going, son, it's time for the talk. The first humans crossed the Sahara Desert 70,000 years ago and split from Homo erectus. All humans are descendant from that splinter group, while blacks are descendant of the erectus left behind. This is why blacks are less intelligent, more violent, and don't belong in a modern society. So this is a conservative. So he's bothered to write all that out. And now a black person is talking to his son who's colored red, maybe to represent red authoritarianism. And he goes, son, it's time for the talk. White people gave us free school, housing, healthcare protection, but we still commit crimes. What?
I have to come honest and say
this is edited. This is edited to be white supremacist.
This is a poll edit.
I was going to say this seems completely.
This is
dude. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to catch on.
Well, no, because here's the thing about it.
That was crazy.
Here's the thing about it.
That got so out of pocket.
I should have guessed. But Breadpanes has done stuff that resembles this before.
You're right.
Because they had one called Chocolate Rain. Have you seen the Breadpanes Chocolate Rain?
I remember there being a stink about it, but I don't remember the.
It's a bunch of dead cartoon black people with X's on their eyes. Well, chocolate is raining down on them, but it looks like they're being rained down with shit, and then like a white plantation owner is in the center. And they said it can't be. It's like incomprehensible, and it's that's the problem. Is Breadpanes is just does not know how racist he is being.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
He is because back when I was friends with the Stone Crew, right?
Yeah.
They did such cringy doc
cringe,
shit. It is, but like
Kiwi farm shit.
Yeah, but apparently he is severely autistic.
Okay.
So I think that plays into it, but dude, I have to bring this up.
I don't know if that there's plenty of severely autistic people who like know better than to make racist comments.
Right. But dude, this is how bad he is I feel like I may have to cut this out of the episode.
Don't rat on Breadpanes using the fucking stone toss information. You don't want to do that.
You're right.
You don't want to do that. Right. You don't go into his personal life that much. Just what he wants to post online, what he chooses to post on. Because then there was another one where he was like, he said white genocide was a thing accidentally, and then had to cop to saying, "Oh yeah, white genocide is bad. I'm sorry," because he did a weird SpongeBob meme. That was
one where he's like me.
No, it wasn't that. It was the one where Patrick and Man Ray, like Man Ray is explaining to Patrick. So this is this, and then Patrick is dumb.
I love that episode.
And it's a great episode. It's a wonderful episode. And but this one he edited apparently to be like decolonialization is about killing white people.
What?
Like he took it to mean that like, oh yeah, when you say land back, what that really means is killing white people. And he had to apologize, which is a straight up like fucking Nazi talking point.
Yeah, it is.
That's like the white genocide.
Wormed his way. Yeah, it is literally the white genocide argument.
Dude, I wanted to ask you this, House, because Harris and I were kind of debating, and first of all, when you sent us the Among Us George Floyd, I almost said George Harrison. When you sent us the Among Us George Floyd, neither of us noticed. I didn't know what you were talking about for like 10 minutes. Then I noticed it, and then I sent it to Harris, and I was like, dude, there's literally Among Us kneeling on George Floyd.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is like thing, this is worse than Stone. Like Stone Toss, like couldn't even come up with something
Stone
to
Toss would have a wet dream if he came up with that. But here's my question for you though. Part of me thinks he earnestly was trying to draw a policeman, and that's like the badge. And like the head got chopped off. Do you actually think he was drawing Among Us?
Yeah, no, he explained it. He explained it.
He did? Oh my God.
He was trying to draw a policeman, but then he said he was late on time. And, he thought it was funny that a sussy baka was doing it because, policemen are sussy bakas.
That's like, you know what? You know why why that's more upsetting than a Stone Toss comic is because like, you can look at a Stone. I don't consume a lot of Stone Toss comics, but I understand that people want to just look at him and be like,
he's scared of you, bro.
I don't think that's...
He's scared of you, dog. He was talking to me.
Whatever, bro.
He's scared.
No,
it's because you're an attractive Jew. It's like Jeff Goldblum. He proves his entire worldview wrong. You know?
Man, dude, he did hit. I'm not even kidding, dude. He did hit me up and was like, does that Harris guy, like, how does he feel about me? Blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, I've never talked to the guy. I don't think he cares for you or knows you. Like,
I don't know him.
That worries me. That worries me.
I don't know him. Anyway, what I was gonna say, because I'm about to run out of time. It's like you can look at the Stone Toss comics and be like, okay, this is the opposition, right? What he's saying is objectively wrong. Yeah. Good thing we have somebody like Breadpanes in our corner who's spitting like the real facts. And then you look at this shit like the Among Us George Floyd, and you're like, dude, we are fucking doomed. Like this is like
my ally, dog. I'm gonna die.
I feel like Breadpanes is doing more to push people to the right. Like when Vosh made a call for like, we need lefty stone tosses. I feel like if he could have foreseen this, he would have been like, no, dude, never mind. Like, fucking, we don't need any lefty stone toss people, dude.
I don't get it, bro.
It's ass. I haven't seen one good one. I can't get high for these anymore because, like, I sound like an idiot, but also I hate it. The place we live right now, I don't think it's called severely mentally retarded, but there's like 3 schools for like special kids on the corner, and anytime I go out,
I'm sure it's not called severely mental.
Yeah, they're not called that. But anytime I go out there,
it's called that.
I just start hearing little kids coughing, and I'm just like, "Oh, this dude, I'm going to hell." Like I'm walking.
All these little special kids. Yeah, I'm giving them the black lung.
What if it cures them though?
Dude, that would be based. Yeah, and red pilled. Bro, there was this guy in college who had the hottest girlfriend at the restaurant I worked. And he smelled literally like a polecat. Like he smelled like shit, dude. And he had the hottest girlfriend. And I was always like, dude, why and how? But now that I've been in a relationship for like 2.5 years, I smell so bad, dude. I haven't showered for like 2 days, but I'm like, I'm understanding the principle and the mathematics behind it.
Your poor girlfriend. Can you please take a fucking shower?
She loves the smell, bro. She calls me her little crock pot.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude. You're getting your fermentation in, you know, it's umami. You're umami.
That's right. All three of us are kind of like creatives and a little rambunctious. Like, did you ever have a teacher growing up that like asked your parents if you were like
retarded,
autistic? Yeah.
No,
multiple.
Oh, really? Yeah, I had a teacher. My history teacher asked my dad if I was special.
Dude, I got in trouble.
I had more teachers that asked me if I was gay than if I was autistic.
Oh God, that's
is he? You know,
I love that.
Alex is so creative. Yeah, you know, that's their code word for gay.
I had this really old history teacher that I don't know, this is also annoying. You ever have a teacher that everyone loves and you're like, I do not fucking like this teacher.
Yes,
why is everybody obsessed with this person? Everybody loved this lady, and I was like, dude, I do not fuck with this lady at all. And the class was so boring. I fucking hated history, and so I was just doodling in class constantly, just drawing all over my, you know, little things all over my paper and shit like that. And because of that, because I was not paying attention, she asked my dad during some parent-teacher conference if I was like special needs or if they had considered putting me in like some type of, I don't know, therapy or something.
Dude, I hate that shit. I remember I'd get them sent home a bunch. Like my teachers would send home my worksheets because I was drawing little animals on them. And my parents would hang them up trying to shame me. Like, like, fuck, yo, where's the dog?
I'll choke him out. I'm choking him out right
now. Your dog is a chick, right?
Yeah, she's actually sitting right here too. I wish I was like not wearing my headphones because if she heard it, she might perk up.
And yours is a dude, right, Alex?
There you go. Yeah, bro. But he's neutered.
I was gonna say you guys can make beautiful dog babies.
Couldn't have dog children.
She's
couldn't have puppies.
Also, yeah. I had a.
How do you fix a chick?
They just tie their tubes up, I think, because if you don't get your girl dog fixed, they start to have their period. And
is that true?
Yeah, and so and I think it's I'm gonna get some fucking like vet techs probably messaging or the channel like, actually it's not true, but I actually think that it's not good. I think it's actually can cause health problems like blood clots and stuff later in life if you don't get them fixed.
Oh, really?
Spaying?
Yeah, I know cats go around like just shitting out this like spray whenever they're in heat.
Good God.
Or that might be the males.
That's
I don't
probably.
know.
But
I don't know.
people call it a spray, but I think it's the same thing when guys are like, "Yeah, my chick squirts," and it's like, dude, she's pissing all over
Yeah.
your dick. That's fine.
Which is fine. It's antiseptic. Who cares?
Dude, the first chick I smashed in high school, I was a freshman. She was a senior. No big deal. But yeah, I remember thinking it was so cool. She squirted, and then someone was like, dude, she's just peeing all over you. And I was like, fuck.
No, well, what's nice about squirting is like the visual confirmation of orgasm. You know, it's it's just, yes, I did my job. Yes.
It's like in those rhythm games where it's like super, like when you hit something right on beat. Yeah, the confirmation. It's so good.
I'm so bad at those games. I just played like a Dance Dance Revolution in a bowling alley like a couple weeks ago. It's the first time I played in probably years. And I was like, well, I used to suck at this when I was a kid, but that's like before my brain was fully developed. So maybe now I'll actually have some like coordination, but it's like I cannot do that. I don't understand how people get good at that.
There's two good rhythm games. Patapon on the PSP. I think they remade it for PlayStation. It's the best rhythm game ever. Or Elite Beat Agents on the DS.
That's a very good game.
That game was so fucking lit, dude.
I got really good at Guitar Hero.
Hell yeah.
I was able to get very. I
Were
was
you able to play the Through the Fire and Flames?
I could do the Dragon Force song. I could do the fucking Dragon Force song.
I have a buddy who I've brought up on the podcast before. He's my Filipino friend who is the
Reddit alert. Filipinos are Reddit. No.
He is the most prodigious Guitar Hero player I've ever seen in my life, and possibly like worldwide ranking. I'm not even exaggerating when I say like it's inhuman like what he can do on Guitar Hero. And I used to go over to his house and he would play online with I just saw him recently and we were talking about it. He would play online, you do like head to head with people.
Yeah.
And I would just be watching him play the hardest songs on like the extreme, like the most insane difficulty, just shredding, and the other person would just rage quit like 30 seconds in because they couldn't handle it. And he just told me when I saw him, like he just was in town and I saw him like a week ago, and he said that during that time when he was like playing a lot on Xbox, he actually got reached out to by Red Bull they wanted to sponsor him.
That's so funny.
But he was like in middle school or something when it happened, and he was like too shy and he didn't respond. Like was like I don't want to. I'm not interested, basically. But they literally reached out to him through Xbox Live chat. I think that they contacted him and they were like, "Wow, you're really good at this," and all this shit. Yeah.
Dude, let me pull out my skull measuring instruments because I'm about to say something potentially racist.
Oh, God, here we go.
You know how each racist thinks they're kind of good at intrinsically? kind of.
Sure, we all agree on this premise.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, it's just like in D&D, right?
Yeah, dude, yes.
No.
Race building.
No,
Filipinos. No. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I truly believe it. Growing up in Saudi, we had a huge Filipino population. Filipinos bowling in anything music based, they are gods, dude. Every single Filipino friend I had growing up had like 3 karaoke machines. I don't even know. I don't know why.
Well, no, that is an Asian thing, because my Filipino friend, his family also loves karaoke, but I don't think it's just Filipino. I think Asians in general, like in New York, if you go to Koreatown, there's a ton of karaoke bars out there. I think it's just like I don't know. It's a cultural thing. It's like
it's a big thing. Well, yeah. Did you hear about the My Way killings?
No.
Was that
you've never heard
Frank
of the My
Sinatra?
Way? Yeah, in the Philippines, My Way became such a popular karaoke song and became so overplayed that people would get jumped for singing My Way. It's a real phenomenon. You can look it up. Someone got killed.
There's some joke there with if you don't want to do it your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
doing it my way got me killed, baby.
Yeah,
I like the idea of like aggressively staring down your Filipino karaoke audience and singing My Way and just being defiant as they, swarm on you and a dust cloud happens.
They were being killed, or they would just be jumped.
They would be killed. A bunch of people were killed for singing. I need to look at, because I hope I'm not being horribly racist now. I might be just
look it up.
I would understand it if it was Achy Breaky Heart or something. But My Way is a good song.
I
That's
know,
a
but
bop.
the My Way
you play
Killings.
any song that many times and you're over it. Like it's not. I can totally understand. Is it real?
The Wikipedia article has a great. It's wonderfully phrased. The My Way killings are a social phenomenon in the Philippines, referring to a number of fatal disputes which arose due to the singing of the song My Way, popularized by Frank Sinatra in karaoke bars, more commonly known as videoke in the Philippines. The New York Times article estimated the number of killings to be about 12 as of 2022.
Wow, that's
2002 2012. Numerous people were killed for singing this song.
That, I mean, probably the most perplexing part about that is that, like, I can almost imagine if it happened once, it's like, oh, that's pretty unusual. But like, I could see, anything's gonna happen one time. It's a big
Oh my
world.
God.
But the fact that it happened 12 times.
This article is amazing because there's like a subcategory of karaoke rage in other countries, and it's a great list. Cases of singers being harassed, assaulted, or killed mid-performance have been reported all over East and Southeast Asia. Incidents of karaoke rage outside of Asia has also been documented. In 2007, a karaoke singer in Seattle, Washington, was attacked by a woman who wanted him to stop singing Coldplay's Yellow.
Wow.
I want to read all of these because there's a great punchline at the end.
Wait, do you know what? I am, this whole article is actually giving me a flashback. I think it is a cultural thing, maybe, to try to annoy other people by doing a song on repeat, because when we were kids, me and my buddy we were playing with the karaoke machine, and his mom was in the other room or upstairs, and we sang With Arms Wide Open by Creed like I want to say like 5 times in a row before she like screamed at it, but we were like, with arms wide open.
All right, so you're saying like, because stop. You and your friend as children saying arms wide open that it was an entire cultural thing?
No, well,
here's in the article.
It seems like a trend to try to piss people off by doing a song over and over again.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Here's the thing. What the article says, according to the New York Times article, Norimitsu Onishi argued that the killings. Now, this is a controversial phrase, but this is in the New York Times.
Try not to say the N-word. Don't say
the natural byproduct of the country's culture of violence, drinking, and machismo, which is, a little hard. I'm no expert on Philippines.
What country?
Culture,
Philippines?
Yeah, the Philippines.
Oh.
Violent attacks occur frequently in Philippine karaoke bars, with fights often sparked over breaches of karaoke etiquette, such as laughing at other performers, performing the same song twice, or hogging the microphone. So yeah, deliberately annoying people could be a thing.
Wow. I didn't know it was such a rage-inducing thing, but I did know that, like, I know that the Filipino president has like made recent statements that he was just like, there are no gay people in the Philippines. We do not allow it.
Oh yeah,
there are no,
that's Bam Bam. That's Bam Bam Marcos.
It's a hell of a name.
Which is funny because some of the gayest people I know are Filipino.
Oh yeah,
it's a
pretty gay country. Yeah, there's well noted. There's Drag Race Philippines now as well, and it's looking pretty cool.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, well he's doing a bad job.
Pinoy, baby. Yeah, he's not doing too good.
I mean, he's really bad because he is the son or grandson of Ferdinand Marcos, the evil dictator of the Philippines, and his wife Imelda Marcos also was known for participating in evil dictatorship, killing a lot of folks, being tyrants. And Duterte was previous to him, and Duterte was kill all the druggies.
He was pretty machismo. Is he gone now?
I might be thinking of Duterte. Yeah. I think he may have been the one that.
Yeah, that's I don't know, because the current Philippines guy is Bam Bam Marcos. He's bad. He's also very bad. They've had a succession of pretty horrible leaders.
Riddle me this real quick, House. You're a little bit out of our age bracket. You're a little bit older than us, but did you listen to Creed as a kid?
Yeah, sure.
What is that's such like an adult music, but I listen to Creed also. But dude, I can't get the
well, it was right because it came out when I was 11, so it's like and you have no taste when you're 11, and especially that post grunge shit. You know, I like Linkin Park. Well, Linkin Park is better than Creed. They're in a league above Creed. You know,
I thought Creed was held to high standard, but dude, Harris, I cannot get the picture of you singing with arms
that's actually not even my favorite Creed song. But you want to know something else? This is actually the second time in 2 days that Creed has popped into my into my life. But last night I was looking through this guy's page because I think for this little animated bumper that we're gonna put at the beginning, I found this guy's page that he is like the most prolific chiptune cover artist I've ever seen. Yeah. Like he has a YouTube page of like no less than 2,000 videos of like songs, not even necessarily popular songs, but the chiptune remix of it. And he has them all set into playlists like 80s alternative, 90s rock, like all this crazy shit, like oldies, R&B. And I'm scrolling through there and I found one and I was like, oh, dude. Like it was one of those, you know, it's like SpongeBob when Squidward is looking for canned bread and he's like, they have it. It was literally like that moment for me.
Your canned bread moment.
I found the canned bread. He had Higher by Creed in chiptune. and I was like, which is like one of my, I was actually, House, when you posted that thread like the other day, that I responded really late to, where you put out your top 10 songs of all time on there. Yeah. I wanted to tack on there. I was like, I cannot believe you left out Higher by Creed.
Higher by Creed, the most
that
amazing
song fucking
Let me take you higher.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's that thing where they all Eddie Vedder for some reason sounded like Cher, and they all sounded like Cher for some reason.
It's just like the most fucking.
Let me take you.
I think a lot of people talk about like toxic masculinity, which is very real. But I think if you want to talk about just like positive masculinity, the song Higher by Creed is like probably the apex of what has risen out of just like pure manhood.
Isn't Scott Stapp a strange? He had some problems. Did Scott Stapp have some problems?
Well, they're a Christian band, which is inherently like that's going to cause problems.
Boo, Christian. I'm trying to think of like Christian bands. I mean, arguably like Slayer is Tom Araya from Slayer is a big Christian.
I can't even talk shit because like the worst Christian band is leagues better than the best Jewish band. So
are there
Jewish bands?
Yeah, like fucking klezmer music. It sucks.
Oh well, no, klezmer music fucking rules. You're fucking off here. You need to go back to the klezmer mines, young man.
Dude, I don't know if this counts as a Jewish band, but when we edited that one episode and I used Hava Nagala.
Yeah,
Hava Nagila.
So hard, bro.
Yeah,
it's so. I was literally putting on make like techno remixes.
I love that. That's like klezmer music also. But I think
what's Jewish bands? Infected Mushroom is.
I don't know.
They're Israeli, aren't they?
The Beastie Boys are all Jews.
Oh yeah, they're Jewish. That's
Lou Reed is Jewish. There's tons of cool Jews.
There's a ton of Jews. I don't know.
They're not like Jewish. They're not like devotional Jewish. Like, have you ever, the rapper Nissim Black?
No.
You know this guy? He's like a black guy from Seattle that became an Orthodox Jew, and he dresses and he has the payas and everything, and he makes very pro-Israel songs.
All right.
Cool. Look up Nissim Black. He's great.
Oh, you know what? Actually, here's a chart topper of a Jewish band, Drake. That's a fucking
Does he make devotional Jewish music? Is he like?
I would love.
The covenant of Abraham. We're killing our son for the covenant of Abraham.
There was actually a period of time because like the Black Eyed Peas released a song that I'm blanking on that was really popular at bar mitzvahs where they say Mazel Tov.
I got a feeling.
Yes. And they say Mazel Tov. They say L'chaim, and it's like when they did that, I was like, that's honestly genius because this song is going to play at bar mitzvahs for fucking years. Like it will never fall out of the public eye because it will always be the bar mitzvah song. And I'm surprised that Drake hasn't
he had that one video where he's getting bar mitzvahed. There's like he had a video where he got bar mitzvahed late in life and then he filmed it because that's pretty funny.
I feel like he suppresses that shit.
He reps Judaism. Judaism. He'll wear a Star of David. Which, I don't know why I want Drake in our, because he's apparently he's sort of a creepy sex guy.
He definitely is a weirdo. He's also like, the photos that he posts of himself online are some of the most embarrassing, like white wine mom shit I've ever seen.
I like it. I like his very soft drip, but I'm Canadian.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen the photo of him that's edited where he's just like completely nude, but like a perfect Ken doll, like no genital. It's so good.
Dude, listen, I'm having a blast right now, but I know the time is going to get away from us.
Okay.
And I think we're trying to keep these an hour and 30 minutes.
Yes.
We tried this last time, House, and we're kind of big fans of it. And I'd love to give you a heads up next time for you to do a little writing if you want. But we prepared some jokes for you to read.
So okay, great. Just like you're trying to do like the Norm Macdonald
thing.
A little bit, yes.
We're straight up biting the Norm Macdonald thing. We have pre-written like jokes, varying degrees of funniness.
And don't let Harris read them. Trick you, okay? Because he's acting like he's not about to drop some bangers, bro. Before the last episode with Def, he was like, because the plan was, how Def Noodles had that roast that went poorly.
No, I don't know.
Oh, dude, it's funny. It's hot drama right now. But he kind of made like a roast battle, and like he didn't perform very well. But Harris and I thought we would write the roasts, and the entire day before, Harris was like, "Yeah, dude, I hope yours aren't too mean. Like I'm not really trying to be that mean." He wrote the most brutalizing fucking tweets about me, dude. Bro, they were brutal, dude. My hairline, my career. I was literally like on the floor, broken and bloodied afterwards, dude. So I'm excited to see what you've got written. But these are less roasts.
These are not roasts. None of these are roasts.
Okay, these are just off-color jokes.
Yeah, but I think the plan is we'll DM you them in the tweets just because the chat function on Zoom is kind of cringe.
It's weird.
Okay, so I'm gonna send. Well, do you want me to do it on Twitter or should I send it in the Discord?
Do it on Twitter just so I don't want to look at them.
Oh, you can't. So you can't see it.
That's because I like being surprised by your.
Okay, humor. let me.
All right, see it. DM me in the.
Tweets. I will actually preface this big time. Like, I'm not a joke writer. Right?
You're not a joke writer. Well, it's good if they don't land because you have to sell it if they don't.
Yes,
land.
But I think it's funny when people cold read them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's a little wordy, House, but I'm gonna send this one over to you.
Okay. It's a little wordy.
Okay, I just sent you the first one.
Warner Bros. Has caused a stir after announcing the Joker sequel will be a musical starring Lady Gaga. Kind of makes you miss the days when your only worry about the Joker movie was an incel unloading a semi-automatic weapon in your theater.
It's all right.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's all right.
Dude, it was...
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, of course, dude. That was the cringiest... Every news article was posting shit that was like, don't go see the Joker unless you want to get beaten to death by incels, and then literally nothing happened. Literally nothing happened anywhere.
I
don't know what's up with that. All right,
it's because it got associated with that guy who shot up people during the Dark Knight, and people said he was inspired by the Joker, so people thought of like the Joker as the school shooter guy.
All right, I'm sending you the next one, House. You ready?
All right,
go ahead.
Here we go. The next joke. Kids love Snap, Crackle, and Pop, the delicious rice-based cereal. As a man, I love Snap, Crackle, and Pop too. But in the context of no.
What is it?
Not fanning the flames as Zach keeps trying. Zach keeps trying to get me to start beef with a cartoonist hostage killer who hasn't even been directly threatening to me or anything like that. She's good. She made fun of Zach once.
Okay.
I have no beef with this person.
Okay, no beef with that person.
All right, disavow, but read the ending.
I'll read it with a different. I'll read it with someone. Who do I actually dislike?
Breadpanes. Do
Breadpanes.
I did not. I'll do Sam Hyde. I hate Sam Hyde.
Oh, you don't like Sam Hyde?
I want. He's everything wrong. He's everything wrong.
I can see you guys getting together.
Maybe. Kids love Snap, Crackle, and Pop, the delicious rice-based cereal, Rice Krispies. As a man, I love Snap, Crackle, and Pop too, but in the context of Sam Hyde's skull being split open. There you go.
Jesus, that's pretty. Yeah, that's good.
I would have directed towards the other one. That's a little rough. Yeah, I don't feel that much ire in my heart.
Here, okay, I got a good one too. This one's a little soft.
Daphne just texted me saying, "Stop screaming." Also, nobody likes Sam Hyde, which is not true.
He's got a bunch of weird fans.
I just sent you one that's a little softer. I think
you're a little softer, a little softer. Okay, here's someone I will talk smack about.
Okay,
I've read the previous year. I hate misleading news headlines that overuse the word slam. Here's a headline I'd like to hear. Chuck Wendig slams me against the wall and uses me like the little tramp I am.
That was good. Yeah. I like you reading that one.
Is Chuck gay?
Funny.
No, he's not gay. He's all, in fact, like a feature of his YA readership is she had the breasts of a calf maiden. You know, he's always writing like
he's like
he's like gay pejorative
that made Buffy.
Oh, Joss Whedon, yeah, he's
like a Joss Whedon
Joss Whedon, soy secret misogynist, but pretends to be feminist.
All right, I just sent over the next one for you, Poppy.
Here we go.
You can't pre-read them. You can't pre-read
Jesus Christ, I don't want to read this one, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know you're pre-reading too much.
The pre-written, no, you're gonna catch it. People are gonna edit this out.
No.
Here, okay, I'll read this one, but I preface I don't endorse it. I don't endorse this, but I will read the joke. People are upset at Keith John Stack for his usage of the N-word in his older comics. Is it really Keith's fault that black people are so annoying? Jesus Christ, that fucking sucks.
You know, somebody else just got fucking canceled for that too. That fucking Bendy fan.
Right.
Yes. Did you see that? He
But that was like a social experiment thing. It's so funny to me that the Cheesy Manfredo guy hates that Bendy guy so much just because people are making fan art.
That's funny.
It kills me, dude.
All right, House. I'm gonna send you one here.
By the way, House, don't feel bad if you have a little cold feet not reading these, because we did one with Def Noodles, and he literally freaked and did not want to say the word Goomba.
Yeah,
like the as an anti-Italian slur.
Yeah, like an Italian pejorative.
I think that's better than saying like all black people are annoying. I think that will get me into less trouble.
Well, you said it, not me.
There you go. You put words in my. You later put words in my. I think it's great that after years of being an annoying twink with an insufferable fan base, Harry Styles is really reinventing himself. There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good because he's still an annoying twink.
That's right.
There you go. He's always been. He's not really a twink. That's the problem. I wish he was a twink. I wish he was, plowing cock. I wish
What is his deal? Is he? I feel like he just got outed for not really being gay, but like posturing as
he's
a gay
not,
man.
Bro. But I love that when people are like, Harry Styles is fighting gender roles, and all the quote tweets are like, "Yeah, they're beating his ass. The
gender norms are beating his ass." Yeah. He apparently what it takes to be quote unquote queer or an ally to queer people is just dressing in a fashion.
I would be so pissed if I was a gay guy and he's like, I'm an ally, look how I'm dressed, and it's like, do you think we're just all like faggots? Like what?
That's not even my. It's just the fact that he's starring in a movie where I guess he performs. He plays a gay character.
There's a gay sex scene. He said he said it awakened something in him or something.
I don't know. Maybe it would be great because Tom Hardy copped to fucking dudes, and that's believable. But Harry Styles, it's like I guess you get to have an opinion. I'm not gonna say you don't get to have it just means less because you're not willing to say you're actually anything other than a straight man. Maybe he's just exploring them. Maybe in the future
that's what it sounds like.
Putting too much pressure on Harry. But honestly, if you care about Harry Styles at any capacity, you've already lost. That's already if you're dialed into the Harry stuff. Although there is a clip of him doing some pretty bad acting in Olivia Wilde's new tortured movie.
Oh, geez. To me, the worst part is the way he's dressing now and the fact that his last name is Style or Styles.
He's betraying.
Yeah.
He's betraying the
name.
I will say he has been famous for a long time. I think he's kind of just outlived his
expendability,
biological half-life as like a music artist. I don't really get all of these songs that he's put out in these last few years that have become these TikTok trends, like Watermelon Sugar and all these other like, I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, what? And you know what? I'm gonna talk some shit about Harry Styles real quick.
Talk some shit about Harry Styles.
That dude to me is like just fucking signed, sealed, delivered. The dude has no, in my eyes, control over anything that he puts out. He is literally just this figurehead that they fucking parade around. I don't think he chooses anything about what his own fashion choices. To me, it seems completely corporate. Like his management is just telling him, oh, wear this. You know what I mean? I don't think he's writing his own music. All of that stuff is just like run-of-the-mill pop garbage. And it's like, and then he actually goes in the studio and they just edit him anyway, so he sounds all fucking, sparkly and clean. It's like, what is this guy actually doing? What is he doing?
People like pop music, people like BTS.
I know, but there's people like Carly Rae Jepsen who are delivering the fucking hits, and she's actually writing the shit.
She's writing. Well, it's because there was a movement in music criticism called poptimism, which was about saying, why is because the view that you're expressing was at some point in the mid 90s termed rockist, i.e. it was an idea that auteur driven album based music was inherently sort of superior to stuff that was manufactured, assembled by a corporate committee, as you're saying. Mm-hmm. And lots of music that people like love and swear by, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, it's assembled by committee. But, it's a little harder to remove the authorship from Beyonce, one, because she's so evidently talented, like at whatever else, she's like an incredible singer. Harry Styles isn't even that good at singing. It's not, he's like handsome, I guess. He's like,
Smash. That's what's,
he's like a degraded version of Mick Jagger in a way. I've always found, like when Mick Jagger was doing his 70s disco stuff, his late 70s cocaine.
Well, it's like if Mick Jagger was just like sort of packaged in a more Zoomer and millennial friendly,
he is an ersatz reproduction. He is a simulacra of a previous emblematic British Mick Jagger even fucked dudes. So, get on your shit, Harry Styles. Get on your dick sucking shit. That's allegedly the song Angie. Beautiful song off Goat's Head Soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was inspired by the story behind it is that Angie Bowie, the wife of David Bowie, caught Mick Jagger and David Bowie fucking.
Oh, really?
And the song is about saying I'm sorry.
Who was the top?
Who was the top? Definitely Bowie.
I don't know.
I'm
assuming they're both verse. I think they're verse. They were both, fucking each other, going in and out. And now me, first me, now you.
All right, we got
lovely
3 minutes 13 seconds. So you
can't
pre-read any of these. You're just
okay, we're gonna do
more jokes.
I think we have 3 total.
Okay, here we go. More jokes.
This one's sweet. It's not bad.
Here we go. This is about me. I'm fine saying anything about me.
Mm-hmm.
Beetle Moses and House of Decline are two prominent Jewish creators in the webcomic scene. Haven't Jewish people suffered enough?
That's good.
The Holocaust and now House of Decline. They're
which one's worse?
All right, I'm gonna send my last one over here. I feel like I think I need to practice my joke writing a little bit, but here, read this last one.
No, these were killer. These were all gold. We need more Ovaltine jokes. Is that
still a thing?
Ovaltine?
Ovaltine jokes, absolutely.
You ready?
In the last few years, young people are spending more time online and indoors, which has led to increased rates of insecurity, anxiety, and paranoia. All I can say about that is you need to wake up. Please wake up. You have been in a coma for years. You need to wake up. That's good. That's a genuinely well-constructed joke.
That's
really
good.
like
That's
that.
good. You're going to feel like this one is probably the best constructed. I'm sending this one.
Yeah.
Okay, really good. This one's really bang road.
There we go. It's just going to be like an open threat. I will come to your house, 36 Fairview Crescent, and I will... Okay, here we go.
It is pre-reading. You're pre-reading.
I'm going to read this one. Breadpanes is a great comic artist to follow because he allows us to see what it would be like if Stone Toss had been hit on the head with a brick as a child. That's funny. But really Stone Toss is worse than Breadpanes. I want to make it clear.
They're the same. They're the same.
Nah. Stone Toss is like it. Stone Toss actually does the white supremacy. Once you do that, all bets are off.
Is Stone Toss still on Twitter, or did he get banned?
He's on Twitter.
He probably blocked you because he's scared. He's frightened.
What? I don't think that's true.
Jewish excellence, frightened of Jewish excellence.
Isn't that what it's all about?
How many is 6 million? $6 million more than you, Stone Toss.
My God,
dude! I would love to have him on, especially with you, House, just to have a little.
Oh no! I don't know about.
But he's never
voice docs.
He's never self-doxed.
Yeah, but inside, woof.
Yeah, don't. The reason why I wouldn't do that is just because there's no need to platform that shit. I don't need to like lend my name to his. I don't want them on the same bill. Even if it is like a debate. That's the debate. yeah, it's a.
Dude, listen, it's about to cut us off, but thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
Last time the episode was like 5 minutes long, so